me a story. How many times during any given day did I say this as I was growing up? If you ask my parents, I'm sure they lost track. I had the opportunity to grow up with some of the best storytellers who brought everyday normal situations and words on a page alive in my active imagination. This foundational experience sparked love for stories from a very early age. Fast forward 20 years to my first career as a journalist, sitting in a newsroom where I was asked, "What story ideas do you have today?" Every day, I had the opportunity to develop relationships with sources, find great leads, and investigate various topics related to finances, politics, education, health, the economy, and even social issues. It was very rewarding as a journalist to see a story idea come to fruition on the news and know that I had done my part to make sure topics of interest to viewers were being highlighted. Now, as a healthcare marketer, I continue to see the power of stories in a different way. Stories can feature a patient's health journey from diagnosis through treatment to healing, while underscoring the physician's medical expertise. This, in turn, promotes the health system the doctor is affiliated with as a high-quality, compassionate medical provider. The ultimate goal of the story is that people would recognize that they could benefit from choosing the health system featured in the story as their own healthcare provider. Storytelling is a strategic marketing tactic used to impact consumers and encourage them to purchase the advertised products and services. In the case of my proposed thesis, I will be studying storytelling's impact within a case study model on the health system of Bon Secours Mercy, which has recently launched a storytelling initiative. It's important to begin with an overall understanding of the definition of storytelling, defined by the National Storytelling Network as the interactive art of using words and actions to reveal the elements and images of a story while encouraging the listener's imagination. Companies are beginning to embrace storytelling as a strategic marketing tactic. As a result, additional resources and effort are being put forth into determining the types of stories that highlight the brand most effectively. As we begin our study of storytelling, it's important to note the concept of story is not new. In fact, Jesus used stories or parables to help his listeners and followers consider important truths. Technology has evolved within the realm of the internet and social media, which has created some of the most utilized platforms for featuring stories today. Brands must consider the types of stories and content to feature while tailoring the material according to the targeted audience and the desired end goal. Instead of companies just pushing out information they want consumers to know, companies must meet consumers' needs for information on a variety of topics. There are many reasons why companies are turning to storytelling as an effective marketing tactic. First, entities are recognizing that storytelling enables brands to capture attention. People are bombarded with approximately 1 million advertisements each year. Those with the best stories will win the attention of consumers. Second, storytelling makes an impression on the hearts and minds of consumers while being memorable. Research shows us that 95% of the information we perceive goes straight to our unconsciousness. Only 5% gets to our conscious state. Third, stories create relatable experiences and emotional responses. When a story moves someone emotionally, they are much more likely to be impacted to take action. Now that we've explored some of the main themes in research, let's discuss the areas of opportunity that need to be studied further. There is a lack of information that provides an understanding of the types of stories that resonate most effectively with consumers. Another deficiency within existing research includes the most impactful ways to implement storytelling in a company without utilizing outside marketing resources. A company needs to be given specific instructions for ways to incorporate storytelling in the most economical way possible. A third deficiency within existing research includes the lack of practical ways to analyze the results of incorporating storytelling to the organization's bottom line profits. I will be looking to address these areas of opportunity throughout my research, leading to my thesis. I will be serving as the main researcher, lead instrument in data collection, and primary examiner of documents, statistics, observations, and deductions. I serve as the Director of Digital Engagement at Bon Secours Mercy Health. I will ensure the highest ethical considerations are upheld. I have also secured appropriate permissions from the organization to study and analyze this topic. I will be using a qualitative research approach to identify the main themes that emerge from the research. This approach will allow for an organized and systematic way of summarizing the common themes while providing an in-depth understanding of the underlying reasons and motivations for incorporating storytelling into a company's strategic marketing efforts. Multiple sources of descriptive data will be evaluated, including platforms such as Facebook Business Manager, keyword research, overall trend research, direct observations, Twitter analytics, Google Analytics, and interviews with members of the digital engagement team at Bon Secours Mercy Health. Pulling all of this information from these resources presents a well-rounded approach to obtaining the data. There are several methods of data collection I plan to utilize throughout the compilation of research for my thesis. First is the observation of the use of stories within Bon Secours Mercy Health digital platforms. Since storytelling became a priority in April 2019, social media platforms have been featuring a variety of stories on multiple digital mediums. It is important to analyze what is taking place on social channels to understand what is working and what isn't. The second method of data collection will be through archival research to evaluate which stories have historically performed most effectively on digital channels. It's vital to assess past performance of stories in order to determine what kinds of stories to use in future content. A third method of data collection will be utilizing the Facebook Business Manager program and keyword research. This method provides solid data and metrics to be able to gauge which pieces of content were most effective at creating audience engagement. A fourth method of data collection will involve analysis of a paid brand engagement campaign on social media. This analysis will demonstrate the differences in utilizing relevant consumer health topics as content versus consumer health topics positioned by storytelling. The baseline response rates from consumers reacting to both kinds of messaging will offer key findings as to the impact of storytelling. A fifth method of data collection will demonstrate the impact of storytelling on the organization's bottom line. The digital engagement team regularly creates digital storytelling campaigns with clear calls to action for consumers to make an appointment for advertised health services. Those scheduled appointments and resulting medical procedures are directly linked back to digital storytelling efforts. This collected data will effectively remove marketers' opinions on the topics and stories to be covered within a content marketing strategy. The ways the data will be gathered, analyzed, and presented will maximize the opportunity to showcase the results and impact of storytelling. The end goal is to build a strong case for companies in all industries investing in this strategic marketing tactic. The research conducted on this proposed thesis will serve as additional verification and validation that the investment of Bon Secours Mercy Health into storytelling has been and will continue to be a wise use of marketing resources and strategy.